How do you make great art? You steal it. On the one hand, I think it's pretty cool to see what my body can do naturally. The whole argument misses the point. This is the story of how I stole my favorite YouTuber's video and why I don't regret it. For as long as I can remember, I've always been an artist. As a child, I sang in the choir, acted in the theater, played bass in a band, and performed spoken word poetry. However, through all of that, there was one thing that always haunted me. I was good at all these things, but I wasn't great at any of them. And I knew that. I knew what great was because I would listen to bass guitarists and spoken word artists, and I knew my work wasn't as good as theirs. But at the same time, I didn't know how to make great art myself. A few years ago, I discovered YouTube, and I fell in love with the platform and wanted to become a YouTuber. For the past 5 years, I've been making videos pretty inconsistently, to be fair. I promise I'm working on that. But looking back at it, the videos were good, but they weren't great. You see, I'm not just a creator on YouTube, I'm a huge fan of other YouTubers. I spend an ungodly amount of time watching YouTube videos, I'm not even kidding. But what that means is I spend a lot of time watching some of the most amazing pieces of media the world has ever seen. So I know what great YouTube videos should look and feel like, even though I know I don't have the skills to make one myself. At least not yet. This created a sort of disconnect in my brain because there was a distance between my skills and what I know is great art. And YouTube isn't like music or acting where there's a school you can go to learn how to be good at it. So how do I close the gap between my skills and greatness? Sometime last year, I came across this book called Still Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. And the book taught me that the only way for me to make up for the distance between my skills and what I thought was great art was to steal from those great artists.
Ultimately, it comes down to taste. It comes down to trying to expose yourself to the best things that humans have done and then try to bring those things in to what you're doing. I mean, Picasso had a saying, he said, good artists copy, great artists steal.
To put this book into practice, I decided that I was going to steal a YouTube video. But first, I had to find the right video, which meant I had to watch a ton of videos from a lot of creators. Until I found this one. Would you use an artificial womb? For the record, I'm a cis-het man and I don't have a womb. I would never need to use an artificial womb. But I love Cleo Abraham so much and I watched every single one of her videos. And so I clicked on this one instantly, just like I would every other thing she makes. To be honest, I thought it would be just another cool explainer about optimistic tech. But barely 10 seconds into the video, I knew that this was something different.
The scariest thing that she said was that I might lose my ovary.
This is me finding out, in the middle of making a video about artificial wombs, that I needed to have surgery in order to preserve my ability to have kids.
Instantly, this switched from being a regular video essay about futuristic tech and became a story primarily about Cleo. The rest of the video was amazing. It was a perfect blend of informative and personal. It was heartwarming and it showed just how much of our humanity is lost in all of these online culture wars. We argue as if these things are arbitrary when they affect very real people. I fell in love with that piece of art and it has since remained one of my favorite YouTube videos. So, I stole it. Now I'm sure you're wondering what exactly I stole, since if you scroll through my channel, you won't find any video about artificial wombs. But that's it. That's the difference between stealing like an artist and simply copying someone else's work. To steal is to reverse engineer a piece of art, to break it down to its most fundamental parts, to try to understand why you love it so much and why it speaks to you. That is what you steal and add to your own story and personal experiences to create something transformative. For me, I fell in love with Cleo's video because it was personal. It was a story about a struggle she has that technology can solve, and she's questioning why there's even a debate as to whether or not that help should be made available. That's what I stole to make this video on weight loss surgery and medication. We were both tired of the arguments surrounding these tools because we both felt that although both sides had good arguments, everyone was missing the bigger picture about just how many people could be helped using this technology. The ethos of both of these stories can be captured in this one quote.
There's an obligation to relieve suffering when the means to do so are available, or in the absence of the means, to search for the means.
Which is actually the only line I lifted directly from the video. It was just too perfect to ignore. But that's how to steal like an artist. It's not about taking the title and thumbnail or even the content of the video. I mean, don't you think it would be pretty weird if I came on here and said that my doctor told me I might lose my ovary? It's about taking the fundamental piece of the art, the thing you love the most about that work, and transforming it using pieces you've stolen from many other artists. That's how you create something new. Everything I make is inspired by not just one person, but a combination of all the different artists I follow and the people around me. It's Sabrina's meticulous research, Melissa's charm, Cleo's unbridled enthusiasm and optimism, Johnny Harris's motion graphic techniques, MKBHD's analogies, Hassan Minhaj's writing and delivery. It's the warmth in my mom's voice, my brother's spoken word poetry, my sister's writing, both of them. The reason what I make is original is not because it's never been done before. It's because it's authentic. I'm the only person in the world that has the combination of experiences, interests, and role models that I do. And so no matter what I steal, as long as I transform it with everything I already know, that work will be an Emeka original. Authenticity is the line that connects the art to the artist. Authentic art is a story, primarily a story of ourselves and how we see the world. It's not about whether or not the way we see the world was inspired by someone else. The pressure to be original might just be preventing you from creating. But what you have to realize is that everything you can ever create is built on the work of someone else.
Really, the way that human creativity works is recombination. What we remix, that's what we're really good at. We don't come up with a new wholesale creature. We put a horn on a horse and look at that. That's cool. That's like how we create.
When people call something original, 9 out of 10 times, they just don't know the references or the original sources involved. Burna Boy sampled Tony Braxton in his song Last Last. Today, that's one of his most popular songs. Mr. Beast remade Squid Game in real life, and today, that's one of his most popular videos. Kobe Bryant has been quoted to say that he copied all of his moves from the basketball greats, and he too became one of the greats that other people copy from. Every single new thing you see is just a recreation of something that came before. So go out there, find work that you love, steal it, and transform it into something new. Or to steal the words of Jim Jarmusch, nothing is original. Steal from anywhere that resonates with inspiration or fuels your imagination. Devour old films, new films, music, books, paintings, photographs, poems, dreams, random conversations, architecture, bridges, street signs, trees, clouds, bodies of water, light, and shadows. Select only things to steal that speak directly to your soul. If you do this, your work and your theft will be authentic. Authentic is invaluable. Originality is non-existent. And don't bother concealing your thievery. Celebrate it if you feel like it. In any case, always remember what Jean-Luc Godard said. It's not where you take things from, it's where you take them to.